We're back with another episode of Interview with Fat Funny. Today we have Marissa Scissor Queen Kendricks, hairstylist extraordinaire. So we just gonna get in with her and talk about an upcoming event she has.
Absolutely.
So let's just start this thing off. In 10 words, tell me who Marissa is.
Wow, 10 words. That's a lot of pressure.
Because if you don't give somebody 10 words, they be talking for 3 minutes. And you like...
Oh, that's true. 10 words. I am a stylist of 13 years, and I'm looking to go big or go home. I don't know. I can't really put it all into 10 words. That's so hard. Without taking up 3 minutes, I'll say that. I've been in this business for 13 years, and I've experienced a lot in this business. And I've also been hit hard in this business, especially in the last 3-4 years. So this is right now, my focus is about going for it no matter what I have or what I don't have, and just believing that it's going to work out. And I'm going for the moon.
All right. So when did you start hairstyling?
I started, well, since I was younger, I've always had like a really big interest for hair and anything in the basically beauty. I'm a real girly girl. And funny fact is that I was going to actually start with fashion. I wanted to do fashion and I wanted to do hair. But, there was a lot going on, and I decided to just stay more home-based and start with hair. And as the more I learned, the more I seen different techniques and things, I realized how easy it came on to me and how more meant for me that was. And the more I learned, the more I cut, the more I colored, it was just like the love for it grew even more. So that started about maybe 2008, 2007. And then I graduated hair school in 2010. And I've been doing it ever since then, at the same shop that I've been, in for a long time, for the 13 years. And
well, that's good, because sometimes you got somebody working the shop 2 years, they get kicked out. Right.
Or you keep moving around, stuff like that. That's very common. But I was blessed to meet, a woman that just believed in me from the minute she saw me. Her name is Monica Jones of Maximum Care Beauty Salon, and she just had me as her assistant and saw the skills I had. And she said, basically, gave me a space to be able to grow and grow my skill. And I've been there ever since, just continuing to grow. Absolutely.
All right. I really don't know much about hair, but so what's the difference between a hairdresser and a hairstylist?
Hairdresser and hairstylist. I'll tell you what I think the difference is. I feel like a hairdresser more so maybe sticks to the basic day-to-day hair care more so, or day-to-day just maintenance, so to speak. And I think the hairstylist more so goes for really creating different looks and really going for different color schemes and really just getting into the creative part of hair. I think that's where that goes as far as the difference between hairdresser and hairstylist. Even though people mix the names a lot.
I do. I never knew it was a difference. I don't necessarily correct, because we're all in the hair business. So I think it's just maybe it differentiates as far as what do you focus on more, so to speak. All right, so when did people start noticing how good you did hair? Like, 'cause if you like a barbershop or something, they give you the assistant or like the chair, but you really don't get clients. So when did you start like getting on clients? Like, oh no, I don't want you, What's her name? Maxine?
Monica.
I'll take Marissa. When did you start like getting your name up?
Let's see. I started assisting in 2010. Maybe about 2 years in, because people started seeing, because I think about a year or two in, she's seen, I was really doing a lot of practicing outside of that. And, on the days I wasn't really assisting her. So like she would she started off giving me Saturdays just for me to do my own clients. And then more clients that were passing through would see what I was actually doing and how good I was at cutting and coloring and things like that. And from that point, it just kind of really, it just took on a life of its own. And even some of her clients started referring their kids and their cousins and sisters, you know, and all those things. So I guess around maybe 2012, 2013, that's when people really started noticing me more. And that's when my clientele really started to grow as far as building my brand.
So you'll say like around 2 years, you can really start making a living off of doing.
Well, yeah. I mean, the great thing was I was assisting. So I still had the regular check. And then I was still doing my own people on the side of that. So, yeah, I think about 2 years or 3 years and I started being able to make my own money and build from that. But truth of the matter is it takes a while to really get to the point where your clientele makes your money to live off of.
People see the glitz and glamour. It's like you got to put the work in no matter what you do.
For sure. You got to stick with it. It's about, first of all, trusting your craft. I think that's a big part of it. Some people get so caught up in like, oh, I'm not making enough money. Like nobody wants to come to me. Listen, if you know you can do something real, like you have a great skill, you're great at coloring, you're great at weaves, you're great, whatever you're great at, capitalize on that. You got to believe in it. And that's what I had to buckle down and do and just go through the process. It's a process you can't skip. And I think that's the part that people try to skip, but you really can't skip it. So I just, endured the process of that and then got to the point where I really could live off of just my clients and I didn't have to necessarily assist, or I had too many clients where I couldn't assist anymore,
That's
so yeah, for sure.
All right. So the world of music and beauty kind of collide a lot.
Yeah.
Why is hair and makeup important in the entertainment world?
I believe it's important because I feel like how's the best way to answer this question? I believe it's important in the entertainment because it helps build the character part of the artist, I feel, or accentuate certain characteristics about them, or gives the look you need for that video or the look you need for this cover to really get the point across of what kind of artist this is or what kind of style this person has. I think it helps show more character of the artist, so to speak.
Okay.
That's kind of what I think like it is.
Part of the brand. You can't have
it has to be part of the brand. Like you're not gonna come to the photo shoot in your pajamas and then expect people to pay attention to your cover.
Your wig from last year. They ain't gonna get
you need something flocking. You need them edges laid, and you definitely need that face beat because, of course, that's a big part of your brand. You need to sell who you are in a sense, and makeup and hair is a big part of showing the kind of person you are, your personality. Are you the kind of person that does sleek, basic black and you're just real classic, real clean? Or are you the kind of person that I could wear any color hair? I could be lime green today and hot pink tomorrow. That's my personality. I can do jewels all over my face. Like it helps accentuate the personality of the artist, I feel, and to help sell their brand.
All right. Now I heard you did hairstyle a couple of local artists. What are some of the names of the local people here you did?
Local artists. Well, I'm
not gonna say local. I hate the word local. Not mainstream.
Not mainstream. Well, I'll say this. I had the honor of being the stylist for actually a well-known radio host for the area, which is Wanda Cabbage of 94.3 WIBC. She was referred to me by a good friend of mine who's actually my daughter's godfather. And he was like, hey, he just called me and said, hey, she has something mixed up with her hairdresser and everything. Like, can you help her? And at first, I hesitated only because of, there was some stuff going on. I didn't think I could do it. But I was like, you know what? We're going to do this. And everything was amazing. She loved everything. And that was just another great name under my belt. I also had the pleasure of doing a gospel artist, LaShawn Pace.
Oh, wow.
God rest her soul. Yeah, wonderful woman. And that's actually a very interesting story.
Do tell.
Like I said, when you're in this business, it comes with a process. And I was at the part of the process where I said, I quit. I said I quit. Yeah, I meant it. And look, to the point where I was planning on how I was going to pack my stuff up after the next day. Like, I was just so frustrated and aggravated with my situation at the moment. So I got a call from a good friend of mine, Tawana Newton, and she was doing something for her mother. It was some special birthday celebration, and she was bringing in an artist from out of town. Now, she was like, hey, she called me. I was closing up. She said, hey, do you have any space for Saturday? And I was going to say just no, because I was so fed up at the moment. I just want to do my people, be done, pack up, and I'm just going to find me a state job or something. That was my mindset at the moment.
Those hard to get. So.
It is. Yeah. But I was going to try my luck anyway. A state job, a bank, anything at that moment. But she was like, well, I have LaShawn Pace coming in, and she needs someone to do her hair, and the only person I trust with short hair and color is you. And something said to me like, Riss, are you really going to say no to this? And I was like, all right. I said, you know what? Bring her at this time tomorrow. I should be able to work it out. Now, at the moment, I was tired. I was frustrated. I didn't even register the name that she said. So I got home and I told my husband, I was like, hey, yeah, I'm supposed to be doing some celebrity tomorrow. I don't even know who she is really. And he's like, well, who is it? And I said, it's LaShawn Pace. He dropped at whatever was in his hand. I heard it hit the floor. He said, LaShawn Pace, you mean like LaShawn Pace sisters? LaShawn Pace? I said, yeah. He was like, Marissa, pay attention. LaShawn, you're doing LaShawn Pace's hair tomorrow. And I had to sit, I was like, oh, shoot. I'm doing an actual like gospel artist tomorrow. And in that moment, I said, you know what, God, you funny. You real funny. Cause I was just telling you how I quit. And I don't want to do this. And you basically told me I can't quit. Right. You got an artist to do tomorrow. But it was just a reminder to say, you're doing great. You just got to hang in there. You never know who you're going to meet or what opportunities are going to come your way. That's why you got to stick with it. So yeah, that was another big thing. I think that's how I'm sorry, Stout. Stout, that is my girl. I don't know how I let that slip. My Stout, she's from this New Haven area. She's a artist that travels around everywhere. She's been on the Apollo stages.
No, she sings. I love just watch. That's why you like to watch.
She's an amazing artist. She's just amazing. If y'all don't know Stout, look her up. Because that's my girl. I love her. But I've done custom units for her. And that was also something I just fell into and started doing. And then people needed me to start doing that more. So she's like, I think last minute one time she had to go away for a show. And she's like, hey, I know it's last minute, but can you fix this wig for me? And I did. I actually made her a custom short unit. And I did a reel and everything, and people went crazy over it because I just used some stuff in the hairstyle. I made that thing happen, but it was well done and put together, and she loved it. She did a few photo shoots with it. I made some other units for her, so I do also make custom units for her as well. I love you, Style. I'm so sorry. But
right,
yeah.
So, what's the hair community like in New Haven? Do y'all be beefing? Like with rappers and everything, like.
That's actually a great question. I'll say this. I've never been in that type of situation.
Years, you've been around.
I've been around, so I probably should have, but nah, I don't. I think it's all in the kind of professional that you carry yourself as. Mm-hmm. I truly believe, for one, there's no reason to beef, for one. We need, for one, because this business is so hard, and it's hard to get yourself established. It's hard for people to trust you with their hair. It's hard to just have that community. We need each other, honestly. And to be honest, there is enough heads out here in the world for all of us to do. Not the same person's gonna always just go to you all the time. You may not be their cup of tea. So you're gonna need this other stylist. So I'm the kind of stylist where I'll refer you to somebody else if you want a certain style or a certain thing. We have to support each other in this community. And that's just how I carry myself. I'm never trying to compete with anyone. I think it's pointless because we should be upholding each other, because this business is hard enough, to be honest. We should be looking out for each other, especially if we know, like, listen, if somebody wants us to do this event or something and we can't do it, like, you know what? I got somebody for you, hit her up. Like, all of that comes full circle. You know what I mean? When we look out for each other, the opportunities keep coming for each other. You know what I mean? So I think it's only how you carry yourself in this business. And I've never been the type to compete. I believe we can all win, which I think is very true.
All right. Earlier you had said something. I thought of a question. How was it being a hairstylist during the pandemic? Because everything was shut down.
My God.
Like, explain to me how you made it out, how you got over.
Let's just, I feel like it almost brings back trauma. So during the pandemic, that was the most, it's hard to put into words just how traumatic that was. For one, when they shut the salons down, and I remember that day, I remember the week they did it, because it was the week before my birthday and it was in March. I was 5 months pregnant when they did that. And we got the phone call to the salon from the city of West Haven saying by 8 o'clock on that Friday, y'all better be closed or we're going to come close you, basically. So when that happened, mind you, I'm 5 months pregnant. At the time, and still currently now, I'm the main income from my household. My husband, he suffers from epilepsy, so it's hard for him to maintain a job that'll at least keep him because of his disability. But so now we're dealing with that, and we know we're about to be new parents, so it was traumatic. And then we're used to being busy and doing stuff. I feel like I just made up reasons to go to Target and to Walmart only because I'm not used to being home like that. And it definitely hurt business for us. Like, we don't make any money unless we are at the shop, unless you already have those multiple streams of income. And I was in a place where, even while being pregnant, I was trying to start creating those multiple streams of income. And then the world shuts down. So I can't even get in the shop to make the extra money so that I can produce those other streams of income, because, the last year was a great year. So I was building up to that. And then again, the world shuts down. So that was very traumatic. And then by the time we came back, they went from saying, oh, you'll just be out for 2 weeks. 2 weeks turns into 2 months. So by the time I go back, I'm 7 months pregnant, which also means I have only 2 months in this shop and then I'm on maternity leave. So, and then with that, they cut down the capacity. So you could only do half or less than half your normal capacity, which means you're making less than half of your income.
You would use. Nobody here?
Huh?
I snuck and got a haircut many times. So
but it was COVID, so it's like I'm pregnant, so I don't want to risk anything. So I was just like, I don't know what to do, Lord. I felt like my hands were tied, and then going back to work, still my hands was tied. But I'm just, I'm bumping around trying to do something. Then I'm out of work for another 2 months for my maternity leave. And then when I went back, I worked, I went back in, at that time, it was like October, I believe it was. Yeah, it was like October. And then by November, I caught COVID for the first time. Mind you, my baby's small. Me and my husband caught COVID. So then I had to be out of work for 2 weeks. And when you're out of work during that time for 2 weeks, it took me almost a month and a half, 2 months to make up what I lost those 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Just because COVID was constricting us in a sense. And I had to think about my family. At that time, there wasn't enough information to know. There was no real good information, no real solid vaccine situation. So it was very traumatic. I think that the best way to explain that part of that point in time was, it was traumatic, because being out of the shop, it's like, well, what do I do? And being limited like that was like, well, what do I do? So now, especially with this event that's coming up, it's about whatever you do and don't have. 'Cause I think that's what I worried about a lot because of what happened in the pandemic. I was so focused on what I didn't have and how limited I was because of the pandemic, and it's taken so much to rebuild. Like I feel like I had to basically start over in a sense. Like I still have my clientele because gratefully my clients love me so much that they all came back. And then the ones that didn't, I gained new ones, and you know, the cycle keeps going. But I think it was just that I feel like I had to start over and rebuild. So that's why this event is so important, because I'm at a place where I still don't have everything that I thought I should have by now, but I'm going to work with what I have and what I don't have. And we're just going to make this thing happen. And I just got to stand 10 toes down with that and believe that, you know, the Lord going to fill in the blanks. And he has. So that only supersedes, but that only confirms that I'm meant to still do what I love to do. This is your thing. This is my thing, and I'm meant to keep doing it. Because if I wasn't meant to do it, it would have crumbled back in 2020. It would have never came back. Right. For my career to come back to life the way it did, even when I believed that it wasn't going to, that obviously means that you got this. This is what you meant to do. Yeah, for sure.
All right, I got a question for you.
Sure. Yes.
Why does the gossip at the barbershops and salons be so good?
You know,
you're not trying not to listen. You like, what they do with the pastor?
Child, you know what? I think it is when you come into the salon, it's almost like it's the vault. You know what I mean? You know when you come in there, unless someone's in there that know you or know the person you talking about, that's your business. But I think people come in there and they feel so relaxed, and it's like, you know, that's their time, and they can just, whatever's on their mind, they can just release that. And, you know, also as hairdressers or hairstylists, we're part-time therapists as well. So, but it's because that salon space or barber space, it becomes your space, your safe space. You know, you come in there, you could just be yourself. You don't got to worry about nothing. That's your time. And a lot of people, that's their only me time they get. So they just want to talk about anything. They want to get whatever's on their mind just off of it, you know? So I think that's why you end up finding out so much.
More than what you need to. You be sitting there like,
what? Listen, you learn so much at the hair salon or the barbershop, but I think it's because it creates that relationship between you and your stylist or you and your barber it's like a safe space. So you feel that you're comfortable enough to just be yourself and talk about whatever and make sure it don't.
Business. You just be sitting there.
Again,
good.
Like, this is a good. They need to put this on TV. But I think that's why it's a safe space. People feel so comfortable when they come in, and that's kind of what you want. Yeah.
Right. So why do they call you Scissor Queen?
I actually got that name from my cousin. She, in the beginning stages, I started doing a lot more posting with Facebook and stuff like that, and Instagram, and showing my cuts so people could see that I really do hair. And I forget what cut I did. It was something she loved, and she wrote in the comment section, she was like, girl, you could just, I think she said, girl, you could cut anything. And then she hashtag Scissor Queen, like you are the Scissor Queen. And I said, that sits right with me. Because I never even thought to tag what I do, but I have such an appreciation for the art of shaping someone's hair into such a style and customizing it to them. You know, I basically, like, that's like a royal project to me. Like I take so much pride in doing that. And for her to put that on there, I said, I like that, because that really is where a lot of my passion goes. I mean, I love everything else about the hair business, but it's something about cutting that it's just something about it. It's so satisfying, and just to be able to carve out such a piece of artwork on every person is never the same. And it just took on a life of its own after that. And I took that hashtag and I capitalized on it.
Put it on the shirt.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
All right. So what qualifies you as a master stylist?
Oh my goodness. Me and my sister just had this conversation because she actually asked me not the same question, but a question about that name, Master Stylist. And we were trying to get some final details about how to title me. And she said, well, Marissa, wouldn't you want to just call yourself a Master Stylist? And I said, well, at first when I heard it, I was like, ooh, like I felt that in my chest, like, oh, I don't know. But I think what I kept wrapping my head around as Master Stylist, you know, I have other hairstylists and master stylists that I follow, and I see all that they have acquired. They have their own shop. They have their own staff. They travel. They've done so many things with celebrities and things like that. And then I look at me and I'm not necessarily at that stage. I haven't acquired all those things. So I mistakenly allowed myself to connect the name Master Stylist with just what you have. But the truth is, Master Stylist is mastering your craft. It's not about the fact that you have this big salon place that everybody talks about. It's not about how many people you have as staff under your belt or anything like that. It's about you took the time, the years, the blood, the sweat, the burns from the stove. You took all that and you mastered what you do for a living. You love every ounce of this. And you're still doing it and you're still surviving in this business. Mm-hmm. I think that's what the true meaning of a master stylist is, that you've put in the work, the dedication, and you're trusting the process of being the master stylist. And I'm actually in the current process of accepting that title onto myself and not worrying about the things I don't have yet. My story isn't their story. Every stylist has their own journey that they've gone through to get where they are. I used to worry about how old I am. Not that I'm old, but that I should have gotten further on in my younger years.
You can't say that because
and that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's me. But again, I went through such a traumatic thing during the pandemic. It really messed up my mindset. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it took a punch to the gut, basically, all of my confidence and that I had in myself and my belief in my craft. I basically just went into the survival mode, totally forgetting that, Riss, you can cut anything. You can color anything. Mm-hmm. You cannot forget all that you have done in your life to get where you are. Yes, you have taken a hit. I mean, stomp to the ground hit. But you dust that dirt off and you keep moving. So don't worry about what you don't have. Worry about the fact that you earned the title Master Stylist a long time ago. You're just not accepting it. You're looking at the wrong part of that title.
Look at the lifestyle.
Like you've put in the work. You are a master stylist. So I'm in the currently just really accepting that title onto myself and understanding, like, yeah, I am. That type of thing. You know, it sounds weird, but I feel like a lot of stylists go through that. Mm-hmm. You know, we all go through that stage of just underestimating our craft for real. And I'm there. I'm definitely taking on that title for real. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm all about bigging up my city. So what are some of your favorite New Haven stylists that you can shout out from?
Oh my goodness. Some of my favorite New Haven people. I've never met this woman and I'm probably going to tear her name up. Sorry, yo. Cause I gotta find, I don't want to tear her name up, but I watch her from afar and she's amazing. I definitely want to shout out my good friend in the business, Renee from Track House. I love her businesses with an S, y'all, with an S. I love her and what she's doing. While I'm looking for homegirl real quick. I also want to shout out my good friend Lavina Leslie of Curly Salon. I met her at an event that Renee did, And ever since then, I'm just obsessed. She's just a wonderful stylist, a wonderful person. I just love everything that she does in the business. And I'm still not finding this name. I'm gonna find it, y'all. Ebony, I'll make sure I say the name. Ebony Salima. I watch her cuts and stuff. Obsessed. I love her. I think her salon is called Salim Salon. I think that's how you say it. Oh my God. I'm obsessed. I have to meet you for real in person. I watch her work from afar and she's awesome. I have another friend. She's not currently working now, but I'm hoping that this event will want to inspire her too. Her name is Janae. We actually went to hair school together, and I know currently she hasn't been cutting, but that was the only person that, you know, if I needed something really chopped up, cut up, that was my girl. But I have love for everybody here. I don't think I think that's something we need to do more, show all each other a lot more love for what we do and our craft and stuff like that. But I big up my city. I big up, you know, all New Haven throughout the whole CT. I mean, we're all great stylists in our own way. So, but those are just a few to name now that I found it. Girl, Ebony, I gotta meet you, girl.
All right, so let's get into what we're here for. So
yes.
The beauty booth, tell me what it is, what it's about, how did you come up with the idea?
So, the beauty booth, the event, because the beauty booth, the beauty booth is the name of the business, but the event itself, my sister came to me and she said, have you ever thought of doing a workshop? And the truth of the matter is, I've always thought of doing a workshop, but again, I was in that place of not thinking I was at the caliber to do so, or even having the, you know, the right, you know, things or finance or whatever to do so. And so I just never really went for it. But we decided to let's just go for it. But I said, if I did this, I wanted to do something that was going to help the stylist that may be in my position, or the stylist that's been in the business a long time and just needs that boost of encouragement to know that, you know, you are still valuable in this business, or the up and coming stylist that's coming out of hair school, or even the up and coming stylist that's coming out of high school going into hair school that thinks that they can really make a career for themselves. I wanted to build a space that encouraged the stylist, the beauty professional, to know that as long as you believe in what you do, you can do it. There's no limit to it. There's all different ways to become the stylist that you want to be, the beauty professional you want to be. And that's one main piece of the event that I really wanted to focus on. And then also just really putting myself out there as the master stylist and my master technique of doing certain cuts and things like that. Just finally doing a live demonstration. I've always wanted to do a live demonstration. I've gone to the Bonner Brothers hair show and I was obsessed with how they did the live shows and live demonstrations of everything. And I said, God, one day I'm going to do that. And I just said, this would be the platform to do it, really just put myself out there. And again, it's me just stepping out. Mm-hmm. I am going to just really double down on me, and I'm going to go for it. But the main thing is I really want people to network and get to know each other, encourage one another to know, like, listen, we in this business together and we can grow together. You know what I mean? This, again, like I said before, there's enough people out here that can be clients and we can all eat, but we have to do it together. This business ain't easy, but it looks pretty. Like, we make it look real nice through social media and reels and filters and stuff like that. But you have no idea what us as beauty professionals actually go through behind the camera,
because like, it looks good on social media.
It does. We make it real.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of sadness behind trying to put something out.
If y'all only knew, it's for real. Like, we go through a lot behind the scenes, not just with business wise, personally. You know, we do our best to not bring what we deal with to work, because then when we're at work, we're focused on the client. So now we're giving ourselves to the client and totally forgetting about ourselves, which is also why self-care in this event is very important. I want to really make a platform for us to get more tips on our own self-care, because how can we be the best stylist to the client if we're not taking care of ourselves either? Like, you know, they always talk about how the stylists that never got their hair done or always look crazy, but they in there slaying the heads. Like, we need to change that narrative, you know what I mean? And like, take time to take care of ourselves, whatever that looks like, so that we can work better and be better to our clients, you know what I mean? So I think that's what really inspired this event and made it unique, because, you know, there's a lot of different beauty events, but I really want to
say, I don't think in the city, though, I haven't seen anything like this.
Yeah, I really want to make it unique and really target our self-care, because we can't be our best if we don't take care of ourselves, if we don't encourage one another. We have been through a lot as a beauty business, and I believe that we need an event like this, a space like this, where we can really just kind of get that boost we need and that push we need, so we can go out there and really be our best for our clients and for our business and even for our families. Because to balance all of that, it's crazy. It's a lot. It's hard. So, and I know I'm not the only one that's dealing with it. I've met stylists and other professionals that have, some stories, and I commend them for how they've been able to conquer what they've been through and still push forward. And I just want to create that space where we can all get together, network, encourage, and focus on us and how we can make ourselves better outside of the salon. You know what I mean? So that's really what really created this event and made it so unique.
It's kind of a big event. Who helped you put this event together? Was it yourself? You had a team? Any sponsors?
So the sponsors I have, don't mind my phone, y'all, so I don't forget anybody's name. So the sponsors I have is definitely like I mentioned before, Lavina Leslie, her salon, The Curly Salon. We're also being sponsored by Superior Designs Beauty Bar, which is a nail tech and beauty and makeup artist. We're also getting a lot of support from 94.3 WIBC. They've been really helping us out and supporting us. I also want to give a little shout out to my podcast, Room 412 podcast. They've also been helping with trying to push this event as well and sponsoring in that way. So that has been basically our main support so far. And yeah.
So where can a person buy a ticket or find more about this event?
So if you I'm talking too fast. So to get the ticket, you can go to thebeautybooth.co, and that'll bring you directly to the site. You'll get a full layout of the entire event, who will be speaking at the event. You'll see the sponsors. Even as we gain more sponsors, we'll continue to add them to the site. And they're at the top of the screen, though. The first thing you'll see is to buy your ticket, and you can buy everything right there on the site. If you have social media and you have my personal page or my business page, the link is in the bio. On Instagram, you can find me at QueenRiss __XO, or the business page, which is The Beauty Booth _XO. In both those profiles, you will see the link in there, and that'll bring you to my bio site, which will lead you directly to the site as well. And also, we're giving away to 2 winners. We're going to give them both 2 tickets to the event to the first 2 people that can name one of the stylists that I named as a favorite in the area. I need two people that can do that. And the first 2 that can properly name the stylist that I mentioned in today's podcast, both will win 2 tickets each.
Bam.
I did it. All right. I was trying not to miss.
All right. I just want to thank Marissa Scissor Queen Kendricks for coming on today's episode.
Absolutely. It was an honor.
That is it.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.